Alright guys, what is up? This is PVM Vertigo and welcome to one of the last episodes of Kerbal Space Program, and you join me today in the middle of a burn. And we are around Joule, and we're not starting with a launch today because, well, we don't really have anything new to send up. We're just kind of continuing our Joule mission. So of course our target is Pole, and to get there we're going to have to do some sort of aerobrake. So I actually used an aerobraking calculator for this to help me out, and kind of just adjusted it. And you see how the periapsis is 69,000? Yeah, that's wrong. Okay. See, what ended up happening was I inputted Kerbin into the aerobraking calculator instead of Joule. So basically, I almost just aerobraked ourselves into Joule, so that was not good. So now we're bringing it back up to 123,000, which is what we actually need it to be. Because of course what we're going to do is we're basically going to skim in the atmosphere, slow down a little bit. That should bring our apoapsis down and we can get to Pole, hopefully. So yeah, we're just trying to adjust it a little bit there. A little bit more left. Quite the, you know, high stakes here. Because we are, well, this is pretty far out, and this ship costs like 1 million funds, so hopefully we can get at least some success. Hoping to at least land on Pole, maybe come back. So remember, our whole goal is to basically, since we've already finished the tech tree, all we need to do now is get some funds and buy the upgrades. And after we do all the upgrades, we're pretty much done. We might do some epilogue series videos, but as for right now, it'll be finished. The series will be finished because we will have all the stuff upgraded, tech tree completed. Pretty much our entire journey will be done. Because that's our whole goal, just finish. So yeah, we are getting within the realm of aerobrake maneuvers here, and we're just about to, you know, time warp into it. By the way, I learned something. If you have a different planetary body selected like Joule, press backspace and you'll actually go back to your main vessel. It's helped me many times. I didn't know it, if you guys knew that or not. Helpful tip. So yeah, we're basically on a death trip to Joule. And by the way, tomorrow 1.0 is coming out, and this would not work. So luckily I did this today. Because of course in 1.0 we're going to have some re-entry heating, and that would not work on Joule. Especially since, you know, we'd probably fall apart. So here we go. We got the nice aerodynamic forces kicking in. Got some re-entry heating. Back there on the back you can see the actual lander. Turning around for a nice cinematic view. And then we skip over the end of the burn because that burn took around like, I don't know if it was like 2 to 3 minutes long. Can't remember the exact details. It was probably only a minute, but it took a long time for me. So yeah, you can see that we're nearing Pole. But we kind of have a problem. Because we have to turn our ship all the way around once we get there. Because we are going the wrong way. We are at 180 degrees inclination right now, basically, because we are orbiting clockwise and they're orbiting counterclockwise. That's a big problem because when we get over there, we're going to have to turn all the way around, wasting so much delta V, we might not even be able to make it there. So the tensions are rising because we need to get those funds. And by the way, I have not surveyed Joule yet because we never actually made orbit. First we were hyperbolic, and then we were inside the atmosphere. So of course we're not in orbit, we can't do the science yet, but once we get in orbit, we'll do that. So we're making a little bit of a maneuver change here. And yeah, Joule does require a lot of delta V if you do not aerobrake and, you know, plan all your stuff accordingly. See, I made a big mistake here because you should never be going clockwise, everything else is going counterclockwise, because I might not even be able to make it to Pole now because of that's how drastic of a change it was. And I don't quick save and use, so I can't do that. So pretty much we're gonna have to try to get to Pole with this amount of delta V. I'm hoping it should only take like 100 or 200 to turn ourselves around, but I know it's probably not going to be like that, so... gotta get over there. Look at that. We have to turn ourselves all the way around. This is not going to be fun. Look at that. Look at how much that is. Yeah, we just have to full out basically deorbit ourselves and reorbit ourselves all in one go. Not necessarily going to be that fun. I was thinking about trying a orbit, like going the opposite direction and try to encounter it that way, because that would give 100% success. But then we'd be going like 2,000 miles per or kilometers per or meters per second, not kilometers. So it'd be like 2 kilometers per second, and we cannot stop that either. So the most efficient way is to just turn our orbit around and intersect it. So yeah, kind of a dilemma here. Oh, if we did that maneuver, no, we'd fall right into Jewel. That would not be fun. So yeah, let's skip past this to where we're actually doing something, because we need to get this burn going. So here we go, we're changing our burn, or we're changing our orbit with a burn. And we went with the inclination route. We're just going to slowly change our inclination. You can see me kind of jostling around the inclination node. Look at this. And yeah, this took a very long time. This took like around maybe like 3 minutes to complete. I was very focused because I did not want to lose this spacecraft. This was kind of hard to do, get in here, so really do not want to, mess this up. Okay, so we're coming up on around 45 degrees, right? Yeah, we've changed 45 degrees. We are a quarter of the way there. Let's actually skip ahead here and see what happens next. Okay, so we're almost close to our final, our final inclination, and we realize something. We are not going to have enough delta V to reach pole. We only have 1,000 meters per second. That's not nearly enough to change our orbit, but we end up getting a lathe intersect. So maybe this mission will not be a complete failure. We have a critical error. We cannot get to pole, but we can get to lathe. We don't have a contract for lathe, and there was none in the mission control. I checked multiple times. So we're going there as a last resort. The Kerbals are getting very antsy. They think they're gonna die because they can't get to pole. Their only hope is going to lathe, which has been known, it's been surveyed by the Kerbals to be very hospitable to them. So they're attempting to go there in attempts to maybe set up a base camp and then call for help. Because going to pole is not nearly an option when if they'll either have to leave half the crew or they're gonna have to leave all of it. So, as last resort, here they go. Their attempt to plunge straight into lathe at 4,000 meters per second is pretty much just a last resort. We don't even have parachutes. So keep in mind, this will be a full-on propulsive landing. Gonna see what we can do here. If we were to exit, we could probably boost our way back home. Or no, we couldn't. We couldn't boost our way back home because we're aiming the wrong way. It was an option earlier, but now we can't go back home. There's no way. So we're gonna have to make this our second home. So basically, either or, we're either gonna crash into pole by lack of fuel, or we're gonna crash into lathe, or we're just gonna die. So we're attempting to do a propulsive landing on lathe. So here we go. Time to go. Just check my delta V one more time because it all comes down to this. Sometimes it's just this one thing. The critical error was basically orbiting Joule the wrong direction. That was our biggest flaw. But that's what you gotta do in Kerbal Space Program. A lot of things usually go wrong, but that's okay. So that Joule tug is, we're just prepping for time warp, and there we go. We're going in. And I thought I was still time warping. I was spamming comma, but no. We're just going that fast. So yeah, we're basically gonna slam in the atmosphere at around 15 Gs. We're gonna max. Oh, it's probably more like 30 or 40. I don't know. But our whole mission right now is based around attaching that lander and landing. Somewhere at least. It's our whole mission. The guys in the crew cabin, they can't even survive. Only one guy can survive, and that's the guy who's in the high thrust to weight ratio lander. Nuclear engines aren't enough, so, well, I'm trying to change my orbit enough. But alas, it's not. It's not enough. We're still going to crash smack dab in the middle of the ocean. We're going way too fast. It looks like the end is near. Just, we didn't plan out Joule properly. That's what you gotta do in Kerbal Space Program. You really gotta plan it out. And, well, there goes the re-entry heat. Let's get ripped apart. Nope. The last ditch attempt, I decide the best option is to basically, well, detach our lander. I switched to it, and I turned it around. Try to fire up the engine, but nope. It turns out it's been drained of fuel from the main engines. And, well, both crafts are apparently doomed to fail. This is our, what, first or second failure in Kerbal Space Program. It could have been good. The only thing we really needed was to orbit around Joule correctly, and even in the last ditch attempt, we probably could have done it had we had a parachute. Oh well. But we must redeem ourselves. And how will we redeem ourselves? By use of this, basically it's an ICBM with a huge rocket taped to the end of it. You want to know why? Because this rocket is a $700,000 or 700,000 fund contract. All we gotta do is fly it up into space, and we'll be good, and we'll get some contract money. Alright, so yeah, we are launching at a 4 times time acceleration, like always. And you can just see the beauty of that KLR2, I don't know. But it's a 3.5 meter engine. We're just going to push it up there, and we'll do some science. Running out of, we got the skipper there. Look at that. I can't wait for the 1.0. The hype is real. I will be doing a video on it tomorrow, so, yeah, that's going to be definitely probably my entire day. Burn at the apoapsis, just getting ready to set ourselves up for the 83,000 meter burn, or the meter periapsis, because we need to be that high for the contract to actually work. Actually, the minimum is 84,000. Whatever, there we go. We edged it out. We're flying over, and it looks like that we can do the last test of the Kerbal. Well, fund, because we will have quite a lot of funds then, and we can probably upgrade everything. So here we go. Against the Kerbal Sun, or the Kerbal, we run the test, and we get the sign, or we get the funds. There it is. Last contract of the series. And so we go on back, and the success is imminent. But there's one more thing. We don't have a full-out tracking center. So how are we going to do that? Well, don't worry. I have a plan. We're going to go and accept the contract, and we're going to use the advanced funds to fund the the tracking station, and then we'll be good. And it'll be all figured out. So we're looking for the most expensive one, the advance. There it is. I need to go back, and well, last ever upgrade of the series. There it is, tracking station. Boom. Here we go. Maybe one day we'll pay back our debts. Maybe one day we'll earn more funds. Maybe one day we'll make a space station, but for right now, Kerbal Space Program series is over. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching this series. This is PVM Vertical. It's been a long Kerbal Space Program ride. Peace out.